morning children, welcome to the online class, class 12. In the previous class, we discussed about the microorganisms. In that, which are the microorganisms useful to us, and about the vaccines we have discussed. This class we are going to discuss about the harmful microorganisms. Harmful means what? It is not good for our health. That is not only for the human beings, the animals, and and the plants also. That kind of harmful microorganisms we are going to discuss. Take out your textbook and page number 24, sorry, 23. Harmful microorganisms. Microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Some of the microorganisms cause disease in human beings, plants and animals. Such disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. So which are the microorganisms causing disease for the human beings, animals and the plants? Such kind of microorganisms are called pathogens. Microbes. Microbes or microorganisms are called pathogens. Some microorganisms spoil food, clothing and leather. Let us study some more about the harmful activities. Not only for the human beings, even it will be spoil the food items and the clothes and the leathers also. So this type of microorganisms are very harmful to our body. Disease causing microorganisms in human. Particularly what types of the microorganisms causing disease for the human beings. Pathogens enters our body through the air we breathe. How these microorganisms will enter through our body through the air? Nowadays, just COVID-19 viruses. Before they have told through the direct communication, direct contact only. Those are the person infected, the microbes. Through that, when he is coughing or sneezing, by the time through the droplets it will be spread to the healthy persons. Nowadays, they are telling through the air. It will be spread easily. So without the direct contact also we can get the microbial infections. Like that, some of the pathogens enters to our body through the air we breathe. So how it will be enters the pathogens? How to enters? Direct contact. Direct contact also. They can also get transmitted by direct contact with an infected person and carried by an animal. Not only for the person to the person, even nowadays the animals also it be able to spread the disease from one person to the other person. Even for example, mosquitoes bite, you can get the malaria fever, so like that. Microbial disease that can spread from the infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food or physical contact are called communicable disease. So this kind of pathogens enters through the air, water, food and the direct contact also is called communicable disease. It's called communicable disease. Examples such as disease include, already I told you, cholera. Through the water, contaminated water, it will be spread the cholera and common cold. When the person infected by the common cold, once it be cough or sneeze, means by the time through the droplets it will be spread to the other person through the air. And chicken pox, a type of high fever, like a smallpox, like a high fever, and mark upon the bodies like the chicken pox and the tuberculosis TB. So these type of the disease spread by the communicable disease. Example, cholera, TB, tuberculosis and chicken pox, common cold. When a person suffering from common cold sneeze, fine droplets of the moisture carrying thousands of viruses are spread in the air. So you have to know the common cold because of the virus. This is not in a bacterial disease. The virus may enter the body of the healthy person by breathing and cause infection. So once the virus will be entered to the healthy person, it will be cause for the breathing problems and it will be cause the infections like a common cold and cough, throat pain, everything will be come one by one. Then how to prevent the spread of communicable disease? How we can prevent the communicable disease? We should not be in direct contact with the infected persons. We should avoid the direct contact with the person, and we should be keep the distance. We should keep a handkerchiefs on the nose and mouth while sneezing. While sneezing the infected person, by the time we have to use the handkerchief, he has to use the handkerchief and he has to close the mouth. It is better to keep a distance from the infected persons. Nowadays, saying no social distances. We're not supposed to be touching each one another. We have to be maintain the distance for each one of them. So that is the direct contact. We can avoid this type of the viral infections. These are some insects and animals which act as the carriers of disease causing microbes. So I told you before, only not only for the person to the person, even the animals and the other insects and the birds also they spread the disease. So this type of animals, birds and the insects are all carriers. Housefly is one such carrier. The flies sit on the garbage and the animals excreta. Pathogens stick to their bodies. The best example, houseflies you can see. No housefly, it will be fly everywhere. It will be sit on the outside garbages and it will be sit on the what's the dead and the decaying things like a plants and animal dead decays that will be sit. The same housefly will be come and sit on our inside the house. Food upon that also. So what will happen that housefly will be carry the pathogen through itself and it will be spreading our food. The same food we are eating, then we automatically the microbes will be entered to our body. So here the houseflies are called carries the pathogens. When these flies sit on the uncovered food, they will transfer the pathogens. Whoever eats the contaminated food is likely to get sick. So it is advisable to always keep food covered. So we are not supposed to be open the food items in our home. We should be always close and keep the food items whatever we prepare in there. Another example of the carrier is the female anopheles mosquitoes, which carries the parasite of malaria, plasmodium. So another important thing is a mosquito, that is a female mosquito. The name of the female mosquito is anopheles mosquitoes. In the terms of microorganisms, some of the microbes carry the disease, carries the disease. No, what are the type of insects or the animals? Means insects like the housefly. How it will be spread the cholera, like from the housefly. Not only cholera, other food infections also. It will be sit upon the other garbages and the same time we carry the pathogens to the food. And whatever we are eating for the same food, we will get the infections. Next, all the mosquitoes will be act like a carriers. For the female mosquitoes, for example, female mosquitoes, name is Anopheles, which carries the parasite of malaria, Plasmodium. So here the Plasmodium, it is not a microorganism, it's a parasite. So this type of parasite will be carried by the female mosquito Anopheles, which carries the parasite of malarial fever. So the main important thing is malarial fever, female mosquito, it will be carrying the anopheles, means parasite plasmodium. Next, the female Aedes mosquito, it will be carrying the dengue viruses. So the dengue fever is a viral fever. So these type of fevers, because of the mosquitoes, it will be spread to the healthy person, means infected person to the healthy persons, or from the pathogens to be carried and spread to the healthy persons. So these are the carriers. All mosquitoes breed in water. Where these mosquitoes will be breed in water. The fresh waters only will be breed. Hence, one should not let water collect anywhere in coolers, tires, flower pot, etc. By keeping the surroundings clean and dry, we can prevent mosquitoes from breeding. So wherever the waters will be storing, for example, outside the tires or the flower pots and the coolers. So these are not we should be removed after once the rain will become. The next day only we have to see wherever the water will be storing, that we have to be removed and should be pour outside. That is the way we have to stop breeding the mosquitoes. Try to make list of the measures which help to avoid the spread of malaria. How to spread the malarial infections? So wherever the waste waters and the fresh waters will be storing, that we should be removed, and we have to use some of the mosquito coils, and then we have to use for the nowadays you can see that the cream also came for the mosquito streams. It won't be common pet for us. So these type of the steps if we be taken, definitely we will avoid the malarial infections. Now some common human disease caused by the microorganisms. In your textbook, page number 24, some of the common infections by the microorganisms they have given in the table column. There are 4 columns in that. First column, human disease. What type of the human disease by the microbes? First, tuberculosis. I already told you TB is a lungs problem, that is tuberculosis, and measles. Tuberculosis, which of the microorganism, particularly because of the microorganism, is bacteria. So the tuberculosis will be infected by the bacteria. It will be transferred is to the air. So the tuberculosis is the airborne disease. So how to prevent this type of tuberculosis disease from person to person infected means keep the patient in complete isolation. So once the person will be got this infection means we have to keep in a isolation. Keep the personal belongings of the patients away from those of the others. So that person we should be separate in a separate place. We have to be continuously observed for him, and then vaccination to be given at the suitable age. So at the beginning only we have to be prevent means I told you at the birth only we have to give the vaccine for the babies. So this is the way to prevent the tuberculosis. First, this is for the human beings infected by the bacteria. How this spread means to the air. How to prevent it? To keep the person isolation, and we have to be separate the person to the infected periods. Next disease is measles. Measles is a viral infection. This is the main viral infection. It also transmission to the air only. The same thing, we have to be isolate the patient, and we should be in the distance between the infected person to the healthy persons, and vaccines we should be given in suitable ages. Next is the chickenpox. Chickenpox also infected by the viruses, and it will be spread through the air and direct contact also. And we have to give the vaccines for the suitable time. Next, polio. This also is a microbial infection by the virus. And how it will be transmission means air and the water. So the same thing, vaccination we have to be taken the proper time is definitely we can avoid this tuberculosis, measles, chickenpox, and the polio. This type of the human disease we can be prevent while we take the proper vaccinations. Next is the cholera and the typhoid. Cholera, I already told you, is a bacterial infection. It will be transmission by the water and the contaminated food and water. So how to prevent this disease means maintain the person hygiene and good sanitary habits. That means we have to be take personal hygiene, like clean water and clean food we have to be take. And personal hygiene means we should be clean our body, like the personal hygiene. And good sanitary habits we have to be used, and consume properly cooked food and boiled drinking water. So we have to cook the food properly, and we should eat, and always drink the boiled water. We should be boil the water, then only we have to be drink that. So once we boil the water, all the microbes, whatever the microbes is there, microbes are there, that will be killed by the temperature. That's what doctors will be always tell, drink hot water. Next is the proper prevention method is to put the proper time vaccinations for the cholera and the typhoid. Typhoid also is a bacterial infection. It will be transferred by the water. Like you know, the typhoid fever will be coming continuously 15 days. The fever will be continuously, and we will get tired, and we couldn't eat properly, and we won't get the hungry. So these are the symptoms. Our body weight will be reduced. So these are the symptoms for the typhoid. 3 months we should be take proper medicine, then only the typhoid fever will be go. So that we have to be prevent before how much we have to take proper vaccine for that. Next is the hepatitis A. It's a lungs problem, lung cancer. How it will be spread? Means what is the causative microorganism is virus, and how it is transferred through the water. So how we have to prevent this? So through the water it will be spread means we have to take the proper drinking water. That means boiled drinking water we have to take, and proper vaccination we have to put in our childhood only. Next is the malaria. I told you through the parasite and the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes is the carrier, and the parasite plasmodium, and the dengue fever. Dengue virus also is the microbes for the malarial fever. So which one is transmission means not in the water, not in the food. So it is spread by the mosquitoes only. And How to prevent this malarial fever means use mosquito net and the repellents, spray insecticides and control breeding of the mosquitoes. So whenever the rainy seasons are in our surroundings, to our surroundings in our state, we have to spray the insecticides to kill the insects like this type of parasite and the mosquitoes in them. And we have to use the proper mosquito net and the repellents. And how to control the breeding of the mosquitoes by allowing water to collect in the surroundings. We are not supposed to allow the water storing in a variable that will be removed proper in time means definitely we can avoid the malaria fever and we can control the breed of the mosquitoes. So these type of the diseases are common for the by the microorganisms for the human beings. Some of the common diseases affecting humans, their mode of transmission and few general methods of prevention in other animals. Not only for the humans, even the other animals also and even the plants also getting for this type of disease. For example, anthrax is a dangerous human and the cattle disease caused by the bacterium. So I told you not only for the human, no, the animals how what type of the infections they are getting, disease they are getting means like anthrax. This is for the cattle's mouth, it will be continuously infected. The mouth will be full of like wound type it will become. So this type of disease will become for the cattle and sometimes it will be affect for the humans also because you know the cattle and the cows, those are the pet animals, definitely it will be infect. Those are taking care of the human beings, no, for them also it will be infect for them. So all the microorganisms, not only for the human beings, it will be spread for the animals and the even the plants also. So these are the human disease caused by the microorganisms. Next is the disease causing microorganisms in the plants. In the plants, several microorganisms causes disease in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple and others. This disease reduces the yield of crops. So once the microbes will be affect the plants crops means definitely the crops yield won't come properly. And for some such plants disease it will be controlled by the use of certain chemicals which kill the microbes. So before in the crop only we have to put the some of the sprays like insecticides if we spray upon the crops means definitely we can control this type of infections. What are the some common plant diseases caused by the microorganisms means first citrus canker in the lemon or citrus fruits like orange, lemon, this type of fruits plants will be getting this kind of citrus cancer. What type of microorganisms infected means bacteria. How it will be transferred for this plants means through the air. So the important plant disease is citrus canker for the lemon and the orange plants and important microorganism caused by this disease is bacteria. It will be spread by the air. Next the plant disease is rust of wheat. So the upon the wheat will be rust that is infection by the fungi. So how it will be spread means air seeds through the air and through the seeds also it will be spread in there. Next plant disease is yellow vein mosaic of the bindi. That is upon that plant yellow color it will be from the layer of the plant that is called viral disease. It will be cover the full plant leaves and the stems also. So what will happen? The microbes will be covered that means properly the plants will be get the photosynthesis. Automatically the growth will be inhibit for that microorganism. So this type of infections will be caused by the viruses and how it will be transferred means to the insects. Insects you know normally the plants upon that the insects will be sit. So one infected plants will be infected means that insects will be carrying the pathogens to the healthy plant. So like this only the plants, healthy plants also will be affected. So these are the some common plants disease caused by the microorganism. That is citrus canker, rust of wheat and the yellow vein mosaic of bindi. Now I am going to conclude the topic. Today we have discussed about the harmful microorganisms in human beings, animals and the plants. Some of the carriers I told you, insects like mosquitoes, how it will be spread to the infected from the infected person to the healthy person and what are the prevention methods we have to be take and what are the particular microorganisms is the reason to spread the microbes and the pathogens from for the human beings, animals and the plants also. How many minutes? Thank you for this class, children. Write some common human and the plant disease caused by the microorganisms. Refer your textbook, page number 24 and the 25. They have given in the table column what are the common human and the plant diseases by the microorganism. Neatly write in your homework book, not in a class work. That this assignment for both the class 10 and 11 and the 12. Both the classes assignment this only. It's a very important question. Write neatly in your homework book, not in a class work. Thank you.